right, let's get started already. So today I said we were going to be priming some miniatures, and I have been procrastinating, but nope, we're going to get it done. I got my airbrush, I got my supplies, I got my models. I have literally, I'm not missing anything. We just need to get started and get going. So let's do just a quick recap of what we got so far. So we have our models that we built in our last two videos. I've got a little pegboard here with some alligator clips. My plan is to take our models, clip onto their bases, and then use that as a paint handle to spray them down. And then while they dry, they can kind of just hang out there. I was going to originally use my paint handle. However, my largest models don't fit. Physically don't. And even the really tiny models don't fit. So we're going to use alligator clips. I'll keep that in there just for the medium-sized models just in case. But that's what we're going to be doing. Now let's just move these guys out of the way for a minute. Now let's go over what we've got. So our airbrush. Now to be honest, this is the first time I have ever used an airbrush. I've never even so much as held one other than playing with it out of the box a little bit. But I have not put any paint through it at all. I've got a little ink pot here, mostly just so I can put it down somewhere. You can also use that to help clean it out. We'll go over cleaning in a little bit later. But in terms of our supplies, I've got airbrush cleaner. I've got just a little eyedropper of water. I have AK flow improver. And for our primer, I have Villaggio surface primer. Now, with the primer specifically, you definitely should not have it sit in here. So what I'm thinking about doing is I'll prime maybe 2, maybe 3 minis. Then I'll clean it out. And then I'll prime another 2 or 3, clean it out. And we'll see how we go from there, depending on how quick this is. Everybody tells me all of my friends who have airbrushes tell me cleaning and maintaining the airbrush is the hardest thing. Doing the actual painting is incredibly fast and easy. Now, what airbrush are we using? I am using the Timbertech ABPST05 airbrush and compressor set. Now, I have been told this isn't a great airbrush and great air compressor, but for somebody who's just starting, who needs something to play with and practice with, but doesn't want to invest a lot of money because they're not sure if they're fully going to get into that or not, this is a good starting point. If something breaks or something dies, I can replace it and keep the parts that still work. So let's see how this goes. So, our airbrush. Now, I recently watched a video from another content creator, Vince Ventella, who's a amazing model artist and painter. Basically says, thin your stuff out as much as you can. Like the bottle here probably says add like 2 or 3 drops. 1 drop of flow improver for 5 drops of paint. Well, Vince suggests doing like 3 or 4 per drop of paint. Now, you could always add more. You cannot always remove it. So we're going to do about, we'll say, 5 drops of primer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then our airbrush, medium. We're going to go about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13. One thing I forgot to grab that I knew I would need is something to mix it with. Paintbrush would be perfect. I don't have one of my paintbrushes here, so I'm just going to use this little stick. Just to mix that stuff up a little. We're just going to put that to the side. Now, you don't have to put the cap on. I just don't want it to spill. And so I don't get my mat completely dirty, I'm just going to use a cardboard box. So, let's get started. Okay. Now we're going to turn our pressure down. Let me just back and forth. Actually, let's do a quick little... Oh, too much. Why are you not spraying? Oh, that's strange. Oh, there we go. Guessing I'm just not pulling the handle back, because to basically release one of these, you can just press down just to release air, but you have to spray paint, you have to pull it back and down. Okay, I guess I need to go back more. And you definitely should not be going like long sprays, you should be going in bursts. I think I know. Sorry for my airbrush, it's literally just off camera. I did my best to dampen the sound as much as possible, but there's only so much you could do with the actual airbrush, since my microphone is like 4 inches away from it, so I'm sorry for the noise. Okay, so I think I need to add more primer. I think I thinned it out just a little too much. I am still going to thin it, but just not nearly as many drops. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try that. Just a little tiny stick. Just to mix. I think I have a very, very thin nozzle on this thing just by default. Okay, so I am getting paint. I'm just getting very, very little. Could also be maybe the angle I'm spraying it at. There we go. Trying to get into the little cracks and crevices on his back, since it looks like he has a lute on there and it's just not getting it. It also doesn't help the fact this airbrush just keeps spraying air, not so much paint. I'm gonna add just a little more. But still, we are getting relatively good results. Just gotta maybe putting a thicker nozzle on it or a wider nozzle. I don't know which size this is. Just a little bit of flow improver. Yeah, like it's coming out very, very, very thin. Yeah, I have to get really close for some of this to even feel like it's taking. Okay, how about his hand? Okay, I think we're good. Still took a little longer than I expected. That's fine, it's fine. We're still learning. I might have to go over this again with a second coat. But let's get all these guys primed just to start. By the way, feel free, if you see something that I'm doing horribly wrong, please by all means in the comments section to tell me what I'm doing wrong. I still got stuff in there. Okay. Yeah. I'm mostly getting air. Okay, let's try turn this all the way one way. Oops. Okay. Okay, so that only air comes out now. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, let me turn down just the pressure just a tiny bit the other way. Just a tiny bit. Tiny bit more. I think I went from really low pressure to suddenly really high pressure. And this just means shoot in shorter bursts. Now I'm just spraying air at it just to see if I can dry it off just a little bit. Okay. So I think that was part of my problem with the first one. My pressure was really, really low. But you can definitely see, like, he's a lot more wet than he is, which means he got a lot more paint on him. So then we're gonna... Oh, I think I'm out of paint. Oh, no, I'm not. So let me, again, test this again. Okay. So 1, 2, 2.5. Okay. That looks better. I'll probably have to top it up. Let's get some more primer and stuff in there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. Next up. I feel like I need to put like a little piece of like grip tape on the back of this trigger, because my finger keeps slipping off of it. Okay, I think that one's good. And next, let's do one of the little tiny ones. Looks very gray for some weird reason. But that might be just the medium. Oops. Oh. Okay, I think that's good. Just trying to see if there's a way I can dry this one off. Okay, no, I'm just going to use this little piece of paper towel, and I'm just going to set him down flat. It's kind of hard to get the tongs on him. Let's go with this one. How much do we have left? I think we have enough for one more medium model, maybe one more small. And then we'll do a clean out, and then we'll switch over to the big models. This little spot right in the center of his back. Yep, you're done. Do this little itty bitty one, but we'll just spray him like this. Okay, I gotta partially pinch him, or else he's just gonna be blown away, because this one's actually very small. Little piece of tape would probably have helped, but I don't have tape on me right now. There we go. And our next medium model. I think I've got enough primer still in here for that, but we'll see. If not, we'll just dump whatever we have left on the big models and see how they... Oops. Oh, his arm. Tiny bit on his hat. Okay, I think we're good. Now let's look at our first model just to see how well that's turned out. So far, looks very good. It doesn't look like I missed anything. Yep. Yeah, I'll take him off the clip so I can just spin him freehand. Yep, so he looks pretty good. He might even be dried by now. Now let's look at our second one, which we may be over-primed, but let's see if he... No, he still looks really good. You can still see the details in his jacket. One spot I was a little worried about was that maybe I over-primed his back, which would cover up like the ripples. But no, his wings still look good. The back of his jacket look really good. His hat is fine. Okay. Okay. So now let's... I kind of like the look of this one. Of all these models, of all the big ones, I think this one's kind of my favorite. There's just so much detail. Now, again, this one... I have my alligator clips, but I think I'm going to just hold it. I'll put the alligator clips on when I want to dry it. Actually, no, I think I've said I was going to clean this out first. All right, yeah. We'll do a little bit of paint on it, just to kind of use up what we have. And then we'll do a clean out, and then we'll redo... Yeah, this is how it should go. You just slowly spin it. Okay, maybe a little longer bursts are a little better. Yeah, still got primer left. Now let's see. Let's just take a closer look. Did I miss any obvious spots? A little bit there on his hand. Statue's good. His other hand is good. His head is... There's a little spot there in his bicep. Other than the base and that foot, I think the rest of him is fine. Oh, I think I'm running out of primer now. Yeah, I think I'm out of primer now. Well, just to use. All right, so let me just get some more alligator clips, get him clipped up so that he can dry. And let's clean out our airbrush. All right, so cleaning our airbrush. Now, for most people, they would probably just fill their reservoir up with their cleaning solution and then just spray directly into here. However, there is a much simpler way that I saw from Vincent. All you do is you get a small little cup. You put some paper towel in it. We're going to get our beaker of water, and we're just going to do a quick rinse. Just to get anything big out. We're then going to close off the valve here, and we're just going to kind of backflow it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I want bubbles. Dump. Then we'll do it again, but with our cleaner this time. Water was just to get all the big stuff out. The cleaner will actually get all the more micro stuff. And we'll backflow it again. I'm just trying to mix it around a little bit. Dump. And we do this as many times as we need until we get a clean airbrush. Should only take 2 or 3. I am just going to take this paper towel for a second. Clean out the inside rim. And I'm already getting primer all over myself. Okay. Yeah, we just want those bubbles forming in there. Dump. Let's do one more, and then we'll spray the remainder in through it to clean up the nozzle portion itself. Must not be getting a really good. There we go. Now I'm getting a better seal. It looks pretty clean. We're going to do one last little spurt here, and this time we're going to spray this through the nozzle. Whew. This stuff's got a bit of a smell to it. Probably shouldn't be smelling it. But yeah. I'll just make it a nice close inspection. That looks clean to me. All right. Now we're only about 30 minutes in. We've only got 3 models left. Let's go for another batch. So let's put our cleaner away. My little water dropper. We got our primer, flow improver. But before we do, let's take a closer look at some of these other ones. So, go for our male Apothecary. Looks very good. Again, very good. Yeah, I can't see any noticeable misses. The detail still shows through. And I think the main trick when you over thin it is the medium will evaporate off, or like just goes on clear. Well, the primer will kind of just layer itself on. The female Apothecary. Sorry if my camera's out of focus. The autofocus should kick in. It never likes to. Focus. There we go. But yeah. See all of her, like, our spare syringes there on her leg. Stuff on her back. Her needle. Oh, losing focus again. There we go. But no, that looks good. Let's look at our pirate. And I think for this guy, I think he will probably be the easiest I'll paint, because I think I'm just going to cover him all with like one single color. Because there's some models I have that are made of like a clear plastic or like a colored clear plastic. And I think I'm going to try and like emulate that look with him. Obviously, oops, move that out of the way. Obviously, he's not clear plastic, especially not one covered with black primer. But if I'm thinking about maybe getting like a speed paint and just brush him the whole thing over with something that looks ghoulish. I think they have a color literally called ectoplasm that would probably be perfect, but I really don't want to go out buying more paints when I still have a bunch I haven't used. Let's take a look at our two little ones. So yeah, so the little tiny pieces around the rim I didn't get because I think that's where I had my alligator clip. Which is fine. It's fine. It's no big deal. You could just go over that again. Just a quick little spray top on it. But the rest of the details are still pretty good. And tell me, please tell me, take a very close look. Tell me this doesn't look like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Pot of Greed. I'm pretty sure that had to have been an inspiration for this. Oh, it's not coins in the top. It's a skull and bones, but still, draw two. Then we have our little baby leech. Now, this one, again, it came out more gray. I think I might want to give this one just a quick spray over again. And then our giant. Okay. Yeah, no, he came out very well. So I think maybe the longer bursts instead of little bursts are kind of the way to go, at least on these bigger models. Oh, I missed a bit underneath his arm there. Okay, I can go back and fix that. It's kind of hard to see. But no, I think that's kind of the way to go. So I'm just going to re-clip him. Actually, no, we're not going to clip him. We're going to just put him down. All right, let's get our next batch going. Let's do medium first this time. And our just a little bit of an itty bitty mix. Okay. Got my cardboard box. There's that spot under his arm. What of his other arm? Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, let's do our reanimator. Yeah, so that's a pretty good bird's eye view, but now we gotta go this way. Okay, now did we miss anywhere? I feel like, yeah, the inside of his hand is a bit hard to access. Okay, I think I got it this time. Did I miss anything? Don't think so, not that I can tell. And he's still a little shiny because he's still wet. And the tricky part was the inside of that mutated hand. Kind of see between his legs there. Okay, now I think we're okay. Okay. Yeah, I think you're good. Okay. Now, this one I want to be very careful with, because that little piece that broke off last time, which actually technically didn't break off, was actually just somehow pre-attached. I want to be careful with that little piece, because I got a bad feeling I'll break it off this time. Okay. Okay, a little bit of horn. And the only part I'm definitely not going to really be able to prime or paint is like under the skirt or underneath the clothes. Like that part's going to be just way too difficult to access. It probably would have been a good idea not to paint it or not to like glue it to the base. Like I'm tempted to see if I could still pull it off or not. But I think I would risk breaking it off of from the torso because that was another point. But I don't think anybody's really gonna see or notice. So I'm probably just overthinking it. As long, especially like if I paint this like dark colors, as long as it's black or difficult to see, people may assume that I have painted it there. Just making sure I'm kind of getting under there. Okay, I think that's good. Can't see any obvious places I missed. But again, this is why I'm letting them kind of dry. Once they fully dry, which should not take very long. Airbrushing usually is really fast. I'll probably still give them at least a day. Oh, how much do I have? Probably don't have enough to finish this. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's try maybe like more of a 1-for-1 ratio. All right, this guy's gonna be a royal pain in the butt, but let's go. Spin a little. There we go. Okay. Now that's mostly the top. Now we gotta kind of get the underside of this arm. Oh. We ran out of primer already. That was fast. Now let me try one little thing. Instead of mixing it by putting that in, what if I just backflow it like I was trying to clean it? Actually, no. That might send primer too far in. Okay. Okay. And I am using a lot more primer on this than I thought I would need. One more, and then anything I miss, I'll just get with a second coat. I do like the fact that all these little bottles come with like really fine droppers, which is nice. Alright, so let's take a close look. Where are we missing? I'm noticing stuff here on the back of his leg. On the side of his arm. I feel like there's probably a spot between his legs. Probably can't get it. That bullhead that was causing me trouble before, wasn't really getting any. Oh, there's that arm. I think we're good. Can't notice anything big. Camera. We'll bring it up here instead. And there we go. All right, so again, this guy might need 2 clips. I'm trying to just prop him up all the way. Nope, 1 clip's fine. All right. Now let's clean out our airbrush again. So put those 2 away. Go over it with the water again, just in case. And then our cleaner again. Just trying to mix it up a little bit. Sorry, I'm kind of doing it off screen. It's just I'm trying to get it close so I can see better. Just clean that out some. All right, one more thing of this. All right, I think we're good. All right, we're done. So, airbrushed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 models in just under an hour. Now, with a little bit of practice, I could probably shave down that time into maybe half. But there's our models. I know the big guy's kind of in the way. Let's bend these two forward some. More in the middle. And there we go. There's all of our models. These guys are all primed and they are ready for paint. Now, I don't know when I will be painting them. I just hope another spell of procrastination doesn't take hold of me, but let's hope that it does not. So, thank you all for coming in again. Again, if you have any tips, tricks, information about airbrushing or painting in general, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll read them, and so will anybody else. So, thank you for watching. Take care now.